sure you thought I was on to my next hobby, but no, we're still on Ginny Reacts. Welcome back. I know it's been a minute since we have reacted to anything, and that's because this part-time life of a content creator is not easy, especially when real life calls and real life pays the bills. And I'll give you a bit of recap onto how the year ended last year. So we ended it with Big Brother and the winnings. And as soon as Big Brother was done, those housemates were on it. It was really hard to keep up with them. So we'll get back to all things Big Brother when the reunion starts. So now, with the new Ginny Reacts, we'll be reacting and telling stories about things that happen in like my daily life. So I'm going to give you a feedback from how last year ended. 2021 recap. That last year ended with a bang. Crazy things were just happening everywhere between work and just socializing. It was a mad year. So the end pretty much started with the opportunity to go to Geneva, Switzerland. When the opportunity came up at work, I was excited and I was like, Ginny in Geneva has to happen. What is Geneva without Ginny, really, right? Anyway, they said I couldn't go, that I'm a junior staff, and this is how I knew that I really serve a living God. Because they go, oh, your time will come. And then the next review session for this particular thing I went for from the office is in 2025. So these people wanted me to wait 4 years to go to Geneva. So I went on my knees, said a little prayer, well, a lot of prayers. And before you knew it, I knew someone who knew someone who knew the main plug. And I was asked, oh, do I want them to like go over? Because usually I don't like to go over people's heads. Like, I like to follow bureaucracies. If this is how we're supposed to do it, I try to be that person. But to wait 4 years, I just had to be in Nigeria, and I said, babe, where's the plug? And then the plug made it happen. And I was selected to go on this trip. But why I was really absent from creating, and this is what I was trying to say, was that in order to also go, I needed to be very prepared for work. Do a lot of studying, read, know what exactly I'm supposed to be doing there. And that was why I had to put all things creating, because this is also kind of like work for me. All things creating had to just take a back seat for a minute for me to, get my work on. But Geneva was beautiful. Smells like money, looks like money. All the banks in the world are in Geneva. All the countries of the world are there. It's actually the most expensive city in the world. And I just felt like I'm really entering into my rich auntie vibes, because I felt like I belonged in Geneva, like Ginny in Geneva was supposed to be. So I was in Geneva for 5 days, y'all. It was such a small amount of time, and I had so much that I wanted to do, but obviously limited time. So 2 out of the 5 days was for work. There was nothing I could do about it. I had to be at work. But then another 2 days was arrival and departure, and COVID testing and all of those things that make traveling so difficult these days. So between work and travel, I literally had like a day and a half to really explore Geneva. So places to note was Palais des Nations, which is, you can see the main UN building with the UN sign. Like, it felt like an honor to be there. Another place to note that I was able to see was I went by the lake. Now, this was November, so it was cold. There was nothing really happening there, but I really wanted to see it. So found my way, this is my leg, I can walk out anywhere. Got to the lake. The lake is surrounded by all the banks in the world, all the designer stores in the world. It was just a stunning sight to behold, really. I would love to go back to Geneva. After Geneva happened, before I knew it, it was Christmas. November, December, and like December happened so quickly because you sort of have to like try to round off your year before celebrations. So now usually as an Igbo girl with very traditional parents, Christmas is done in the village. There's no discussion. You're going to Ebonyi. But for some reason this year was like I had a say in the matter, and I took it upon myself to be like, nah, I am not going to the village this year. This year, we're doing Lagos. Now, the reason I chose Lagos was because I really wanted to just be surrounded by my friends and being like a familiar space. And Christmas in Lagos is also a huge vibe. So I was like, I'm doing this year. So fun fact about me, Lagos is like my home. It's where I was born, it's where I grew up, it's where most of my formative years happened. So this year I said no Christmas in the village. We're just going to go home. Where really feels like home is sort of where you grew up. It's home for my parents because they grew up there. So Lagos feels like home for me even though I'm from Ebonyi, if that makes sense. So I chose Lagos because, you know, familiar space, friends and family, but it also brings that like festive energy because there's so much going on in Lagos. From parties on the beach to parties on the land, concerts, everything is happening in Lagos. That's why Christmas in Lagos is such a vibe. What happened in Lagos? Now, Lagos is always a vibe, but I was only going to be in Lagos for 5 days, so I knew I had 5 days to make it all count. Now, upon arrival, I got in on the 24th, which was Christmas Eve. Traffic. It was like everybody was leaving Abuja to enter inside Lagos. Lagosians were already just like jittering, like what the hell is going on? It took me about almost 2.5 hours to get from Ikeja to my hotel in Lekki. So at this point I was just tired. But as I landed, it was like calls, you know, from my people, like, you've arrived though. So there's cavemen happening, there's this one happening, there's party here. So come out, we're ready. I was exhausted, but I knew that obviously 5 days, you have 5 days to make it all count. So day one was, I just went to the club. Because by the time I got in, got ready, it was like maybe past 1 or past 2. And Lagosians, their events start at 3 a.m. Lagos is actually a funny place. So at 2 a.m., I think Caveman was still happening, or it was just rounding off. So we just went straight to the club. Now this was a Thursday. So there's this new club called Gaia, and it's right beside Zoya. If you're familiar with the Lagos scene, Zoya is kind of like the popping club right now, amongst other places. So Gaia was the first night. We had friends around, we had a table, it was us girls, me and Azul. Ooh, I drank some more tequila this December. And yeah, that was how day one started. In the club, didn't get home till 8 a.m. Not from the club first. So after clubbing, we went to get food at Maricane. Then after food, we got home 8 a.m. sharp. And it was bright outside and it just felt like, yes, I'm in Lagos for Christmas. On day 2, which I just realized was actually Christmas Eve. So I didn't get in on the 24th, I got in on the 23rd. So 24th, Christmas Eve, was like first attempt at the beach. We got to the boat at about 3:30. So obviously that's gonna be like a 30 minutes boat ride to Ilashe. Took some cute pictures and the party was done. So it was kind of underwhelming the first attempt at the beach. Got back, went to our friend's house, kind of chilled, decided on what we were doing for the day. So on this day, I went to the Palm Wine Festival. So if you're familiar with like Alter Lagos and like the cool kids of Lagos, Palm Wine Festival, if you're familiar with Show Them Camp, it's cool people music. So I pulled up, well, I didn't have tickets, my plug had tickets, the plug that plugged me in. Anyway, plug live. So got to the Palm Wine Festival with some of my girlfriends and just boogie down like all the old time. We had Ajebota, we had DRB boys. I don't even know if they go by DRB anymore. I think Tenny now is Teasers. Fresh L was there, Bodge was there, Ladipo, I've said, Thames, Lady Donley. I feel like there were more. But yeah, these are the people that I remember. And it was just a good time. And yeah, ended up in the club. I clubbed every day, so ended up as Zoya. And that was how day 2 went. Got home again at 8 a.m. people. Day 3 is obviously Christmas Day. At this point, I arrived from the club at 8 a.m. like I said. So Christmas morning, there was no church for me because I was a little hungover. This is me judging myself as I'm saying this, but it was really just a relaxing day. I was not in the mood to go anywhere till like nighttime. So I just chilled in, spoke to my family, called my mommy, called my daddy, are you all right? Those ones went to church, so I'm sure they prayed for me, I was covered. And yeah, Christmas happened. We went to Vertigo. That's where we went. If you're familiar with Lagos, Vertigo too is another really cute spot. I just wanted to see all the hot and popping spots. That's really what Lagos offers. If you're an extrovert, you would love Lagos because there's always something to do. Day 4 was Boxing Day, and I feel like this was probably the most hectic of my days. So it started off with my second attempt at the beach, and this was so much more chill than that first day. It was me, my friends, like people that I send, entered the beach. It was just good vibes, different people doing their own little thing. There was barbecue that you could buy. It was just nice, and it was nice to like bump into a few people. We surfed the water. By evening, we took our boat ride back. Next thing, Thames' concert. Ooh! Now, let me tell you, Thames was my favorite artist of 2021. She has a song called Crazy Things Are Happening. And I just really love Thames. So one of my good friends happened to be the plug for Thames. So she got us tickets. So after we finished from the beach, we even went to a barbecue to go and chop because you need food for all this waka. And after eating, hopped into the car, got to Thames' concert, entered club, and got home again at 8 a.m. So day 4 and the final day was my third attempt at the beach. Now, after we got home at 8 a.m., woke up and Joy is like, see, this beach party will actually be worth it because these people know how to throw a party. And all I need to hear is that it will be worth it. Like, I need some assurances because people don't normally assure you in Lagos. They just say, we don't really know. We don't really have tickets. We don't really know. But Joy was telling me this will be a good one. So I got up at 11:30, 12. We got ready, got to the jetty, and we were off again to Lashes. I think I spent most of my Christmas on the beach. But not really. I wish I was on a resort on the beach. That would have been nice. But if I was on a resort, then I wouldn't have gone to all those other places. Okay, I digress. So, got to this beach party. There were facials, massages, performances by like fire people. The vibe was just nice. There was jollof rice and chicken. Like the organizers really came through. I think it was Tiger Beer. But Joy really was the plug. So we got on the boat. This was my best beach day. It was almost like with the beaches, I kind of like, it was like a progression. The first one was a bit underwhelming. The second one was nice. And then the third beach day, which was the final day, was just epic. It was everything and more. Anyway, and on the final, so after the beach, I thought that was the perfect end to, the holiday. Somebody that's not me would have just, stayed at home, rested, because I had a morning flight the next morning, but I was like, let's push it. We had friends who were going to Victoria. This is another club. And I just wanted to really just see the whole city, really. So I wore my jeans, wore my top, and I entered the streets. And that was horrible. It was a horrible decision because then we got home at 8 a.m. again. And yeah, I woke up not in time for my flight. I had to move my flight to later in the evening, check out of my hotel later than planned. It was just an expensive venture, really. But was it worth it? Yes. Was it hectic? Yes. So if you don't really have energy, I don't know if Lagos is a destination for you in December. Because for you to really be about Lagos, you have to be ready to, hop from place to place, really. You have to gallivant. That's really what Lagos is about. I love going to Lagos. Lagos is always a vibe. I'm Omoeko, born and bred. I stay repping. Christmas in Lagos was done and dusted, and I did enjoy myself. But I was back home in Abuja to sort of prepare for the new year. What I love about Abuja is that it's really calm. You can hear yourself think. There's really no one here who can drag you to do anything. So I came back, sort of had like my introspective moment, had Genie Reacts in mind. And I feel like this year we're going to be giving you more and just doing it on our own terms, developing the content in the best way that I can, and making sure that it is as entertaining for you as it will be for me. So till next time, guys, I'll see you later. My name is Jeannie and you're watching Jeannie Reacts. Bye-bye.